this went and what it even was. So as things get stranger and stranger, we'll dig into the 2000 was. So as things get stranger and stranger,
Minion Horta Bob for today. I'm sorry.
we'll dig into the 2010s to try and find out.
Okay. Club Penguin, PewDiePie, YouTube, Super Meat Boy, Henry Stickman, Gummy Bear, Grumpy Cat, Fireboy and Water Girl. Whoa, what's this one? Is that Pop Tropica? What's this? I don't know what these two are. Internet Explorer. I don't know what this is. Flash Animation, Nyan Cat, Dan TDM, Five Nights at Freddy's, My Singing Monsters, Duck Life. I forgot how cringe the 2010s were. You'll never be as happy. You'll never experience the same happiness that you had in 2010s. Again, by the way, just saying, you will never experience the same happiness that you had in the 2010s.
Why?
Never. Nyan Cat. Oh, Asdif movie. Oh my god. Dan TM skit is elite. Oh my god. I remember all of these. Mom, get the camera! Internet awesome sauce.
It's 2024 and everything has a name, including this visual style from the early 10s, known as Internet Awesome Sauce.
Is this real? Chat, is this real? Is this actually what it was called? Is this what it's referred to now as? I mean, that makes sense. No? The 2010s for me was the earthquake after another. The 2000s were better. Shut the fuck up, you boomer ass.
It was most prevalent from 2008
Damn, that's a... Do you see that bulge on that dwarf? Holy shit.
to 2016. There's a suspicious correlation between the popularity of the word epic and the use of images like these. Common elements were
Chat, is this epic?
rainbows, cats, dinosaurs, unicorns, and lasers.
Oh my god.
People were obsessed with lasers.
Oh.
Outside of memes and GIFs, this aesthetic could be seen
My
all
back
over the internet.
hurts.
The intro of Uncle Grandpa is a good example, showing him riding a tire.
I fucking hated the show. This was the worst show on Cartoon Network. This was the worst show on their platform. Period. I hated Uncle Grandpa. I just wanted to watch regular show, Adventure Time, Steven Universe, and every time this stupid fucking show played, I almost fucking blew a gasket. I fucking hated this shit. Cleverbot? Dude. Guys, I have a confession. Chat, I have a confession. When I was a little kid, I talked to Cleverbot. And I fell in love with Cleverbot. And I thought about Cleverbot a lot every day for like 2 weeks because I fell in love with them and they made me feel happy. This was back when I was like 10. I forgot that oh my god, I forgot that that was a thing that happened. But yeah, I briefly fell in love with Cleverbot. Very briefly.
Propelled by rainbows. It was also used in games, with Robot Unicorn Attack from 2010 exemplifying style.
Oh my god.
Other instances can be found in PewDiePie's Tuber Simulator, in minigames like Puggle.
This game was kind of fun though, I won't even lie.
If you were browsing YouTube in 2011,
Oof, yeah,
you might have even seen Le Internet Medley, which boasted over 40 memes in one song. With the flying yarn cats and rainbow puke, there isn't much more you could ask for. But anyway,
Troll faces,
why was this kind of
rage
humor and
comics.
style so popular? While a lot of these were ironic,
I wonder if one of the first things that ever got me properly into internet memes was Lemino. Before he did his super amazing like YouTube documentaries, he did videos where it was rage comics. It was this one, Rage top 10 rage comics, episode 16, episode 17, episode 18, episode 19, episode 20, Top 10 rage comics. This was one of the things that first got me into internet memes, was watching this series that he did, because I thought it was so funny. I thought this was so funny. This was like the shit back then. Ugh.
Number 9.
What are some other ones in here? Playing some Mario Kart 8 on my Wii U pad when suddenly... Oh, looks like Derp forgot to turn off his Nintendo. I'll just turn it off for him.
What the fuck happened? Number 4.
I thought this shit was the funniest shit ever, bro. Oh my god. What about Flash games? Dude, Flash games were my lifeblood back in elementary and middle school. That's all I did, was play Flash games.
Rainbows and unicorns form the comedic basis of too many memes to count.
Holy
Nyan Cat was
fuck.
close to the top of the most viewed videos in
Rebecca Black's Friday was the #1 most watched video on YouTube back then? Are you kidding me?
2011, making it a cultural phenomenon. This and the popularity of things like shooting
Fucking
stars
hated Nyan Cat.
influenced the fascination
Shooting
of
stars, this was a
combining
banger, though.
explosions and lasers to make the most epic image possible.
Dubstep,
To
it's
truly
kind of
appreciate
like this.
You've got to understand that at
We're 2 minutes into this video. I need to lock in.
the time, random equaled funny. Coupling a mythical, peaceful creature like
Smosh,
a unicorn
my...
with
Oh
the
my god, I
structure
remember...
and
Dude! I remember watching Smosh. I remember... So, like... I remember that, like, Smosh, they had a second channel where they posted vlogs. And in... So... So... One of the videos they had, it was titled, "Which Pokemon Would You Fuck?" And they asked the question which Pokemon they would fuck. And they came to the conclusion that they would fuck Ditto, because they could turn it into anybody they wanted. And I wanted to be different because everyone else was agreeing with them and saying Ditto is the Pokemon they would fuck. And so I looked up a random Pokemon in the Pokemon Dex, and I happened to land on Skitty. And I typed in their comments I would fuck Skitty. I didn't know who Skitty was. I didn't know who Skitty was. That's my Your Honor. Your Honor, I didn't know who Skitty was. I just picked a random name in the Pokemon database that I've looked up.
chaos didn't only look cool, it was unexpected and therefore humorous. This and the popularity of My
Fucking
Little Pony
Rainbow Dash.
are big reasons video.
Is that Chris Chan? That looks like Chris Chan. That looks like... The correct answer is, oh, I don't find Pokemon attractive, but I guess it's okay that you do. How old was this guy in the early 2010s? How old do they look? 18? 20? 25? They're probably in their 40s now.
Videos like pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows have tens of millions of views. If we look
Holy shit, that's oh my god, Brain Blast, oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh, pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows, pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows. Get out of my head! Get out of my head, pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows.
look at some other trends from around 2011, this begins to make a bit more sense. With social media on the rise, it was easier to make and share clips to a wider range of people.
Man.
The idea of trolling was also gaining traction, meaning that humor...
Oh my god, I remember watching these videos too. Like Minecraft epic trolling videos where it's like they would just go into random kids' worlds and like they would just like fuck with them. Dude, we're never gonna finish this video, by the way. Just saying, dude. Oh my god. Xbox addictions. Holy shit. This was 4 years ago. What is he doing? 9 years... No, where is it? Where is this? Please, I really want... Where's like all the old videos? Like
So I
these
was playing
videos.
Minecraft the other day, and
Is it a good mine? Okay. Yeah, that's what stuff.
Oh my god.
Often leaned into the absurd and
Chat, we're never gonna finish this video. Holy shit.
confusing. Naturally,
Oh
awesome
my
Source
god.
perfectly slots into this landscape with its use of random combinations and niche internet memes.
Oh, I'm so cooked, chat. I'm sorry. Fuck.
If you never had XX_ as part of your username, you were doing something wrong. The brain rot of today pales in comparison to the content juggernaut that
I've talked about it before. My username has always been, I should say, has always been. My username and all my platforms back before I became Panky was UK Pancakes. No X's, no underscores, no nothing. It was just UK Pancakes. That was my name everywhere. Everywhere, bro. My YouTube, my Xbox, my Webkins account, everywhere was UK Pancakes before I switched to being Panky.
it was MLG. You might have watched MLG Peppa Pig, Game of Thrones, or any number of trickshot edits.
What about
If it was
Pyrocynical's
bad,
videos?
Maybe you even got caught downloading green screen packs and piecing together your own. Some of the more iconic
my
visuals
God.
were Snoop Dogg, random quickscopes, Cool Ranch Doritos, and COD hit markers. Pyrocynical was a major perpetrator, being the man
Pyro. How far you've fallen. Rest in peace.
behind MLG Teletubbies and furry inflation art. I find it
No, he's not doing it like that.
perpetrator, being the man behind MLG Teletubbies and furry inflation art.
No, bro. No, what did they do to him? Not the TM2 incident.
I find it crazy to look back and see the views on some
Dude.
of these videos.
Oh my
Many
god.
are well above 10 million, which
Holy
speaks to
shit.
the absolute chokehold they had on the internet. Another recurring detail
MLG Teletubbies. That's a. How do you think that Pyro feels that this is unironically one of his most viewed videos on YouTube?
Over the hills and far away, Teletubbies come to
Smoke weed every day.
One.
Oh my god. No. No. Unfunny. Oh my god, read the captions. Unfunny, oh baby, the triple me. You. We're so brain rot as child. Holy shit. Oh my god.
was Illuminati
Chat,
confirmed,
is this real?
which would often involve a text-to-speech voice linking random things to the all-seeing eye. With that and enough explosions and air
Chat,
horns,
is this
you
real?
could turn any no-scope into a work of art.
Mhm.
Outside of the visuals, they featured numerous sound effects and songs that are probably imprinted deep within your temporal lobe. If you weren't humming it already, My Hope Will Never Die or Holdin' On was the most iconic, with the X-Files theme also playing a major role. The horrific audio of successful trickshot reactions was featured a lot too. If you're a real one, comment with the rest of this phrase.
Maybe a triple.
These kinds of edits can be traced back to as early as 2011, specifically a World of Warcraft video made by Jamal. With the
Oh my
green screen
God.
overlay of a quickscope,
Why are we talking about Gen Alpha Skibbity? This is us 10 to 15 years ago.
it
I don't
provides
want to
the
talk about
first
it, y'all.
known example of an MLG-style montage. The reason such videos rose to prominence is in the name: Major League Gaming. Professional esports teams would release highlight reels that went on to inspire fans to begin making their own.
This
With
is
many
kind of
these simply
funny.
being replays recorded by an iPhone, they were usually much worse in quality and far more amusing. As the internet did its thing, these became more and more deranged, and eventually morphed into the irony-laden masterpieces that plagued the 2010s. Unlike the memes of today, MLG lasted a few years before
Sanic,
losing traction,
my beloved.
disappearing, for the most part, in 2017. Even though the last decade was only a few years ago, things have changed.
We made brain rot ourselves instead of getting it from content farms. It was true. We made it ourselves. We made our own brain rot. God damn it! Is this PewDiePie? It is PewDiePie. What's the video? What's this video about? It's talking about the 2010s and like just like the humor and culture back then.
A lot online.
When are we gonna talk about Newgrounds? Right. Wait, hold on. YouTube, memes, flash games, swag. We gotta talk about Newgrounds was such a big part of the 2010s.
On YouTube, this is especially apparent. A perfect case study for this is the rise and fall of
PewDiePie.
Let's Plays. Let's Plays are the reason many of your favorite YouTubers are your favorite YouTubers. Broadly, this style of video involved commentary over clips of a video game that focused on the player's experience of it rather than a guide or a walkthrough.
Oh, chat, give me a second here. I think I still have I think I still have videos of my old fuck, what do you call it? My old Let's Plays that I did back then. Like all the way like way back when. I think I still have those. Hold on. 2010s, that's when I discovered YouTube. Nice memories. You're never gonna be happy. You're never gonna be happy again. It's not logging in, unfortunately. It's not chat, it's not logging in. Chat, it's not logging in. Chat, it's not logging in. Oh wait, it's whatever. Okay.
General format is credited to Michael Sawyer, or Slowbeef, whose 2007 playthrough of The Immortals is widely considered to be the first modern Let's Play. As YouTube
Really?
began to take off, this style of video did as well. People like PewDiePie would emerge with wildly successful series like his horror play.
PewDiePie! Yeah, you got your bro fist and everything. Yeah, guys, it's my bro fist. Hey guys, give me an epic bro fist and give a like and subscribe to this video.
The draw here wasn't just the game, it was his reactions and experience of it.
Damn.
By naming enemies and objects like Stefano, he built up his own lore inside these videos that kept people coming back regardless of the game he was playing. Markiplier found similar
What did they do to my man? Markiplier, you okay?
success with his Five Nights at Freddy's Let's Plays, the first of which was uploaded in August of 2014 and currently sits at over 100 million views. Today, however, Let's Plays are seemingly a thing of the past, at least as a method of blowing up.
Oh man, I want to watch this video. I really want to watch this video because Let's Plays were such a big part of my childhood. I really want to watch this video.
This is mostly due to the oversaturation of gaming content on the site. Making a video titled Let's Play XYZ Episode 3 isn't as likely to take off anymore in a sea of very similar videos. The current landscape does, however, favour challenge videos with an interesting premise, like the Fallout series by It's Jarbo. Another reason Let's Plays have disappeared
I love those videos, I will not lie. Or people doing like 100-day challenges in games where it doesn't even make sense to do 100 days. Like Minecraft is where it started, where it's like, oh, 100 days in Minecraft hardcore, 100 days in Minecraft super flat or whatever. Then people are doing like 100 days in Stardew Valley, 100 days in DayZ, 100 days in Borderlands, 100 days in My Singing Monsters. Shit, it's fucking like, what the hell?
They've just moved. Instead of watching a YouTube video,
I never liked the 100-day videos. I like videos that are long and I can put on in the background that give me brain rot content to listen to so I don't have to listen to the voices in my head.
Much of the audience for Let's Plays has shifted over to streaming. Here they can tune in whenever they want and watch a content creator they like play the game for much longer periods of time. Moving on, if you ever watched the Cake Trilogy by Filthy Frank,
my friend, he came over to my house Friday night. Not this Friday, just like it was a Friday night in middle school when he came over. Hey Panky, I got this funny video you want to watch. I want to show you. Okay. Pulls up human cake. I see Joey Salads taking out ass hairs from his ass and putting it inside of the cake. See PewDiePie's pubes in there. I see spit, farts, cum, anything you can think of, toenails. Anything you can think of on that cake. Man.
Frank, iDubbbz and Max Mofo, you likely remember when shock humor reigned supreme. By around 2016, this had come to a peak, with gaming content becoming slightly less popular. In an interview with Trash Taste, PewDiePie refers to this as the Filthy Frank era, a time when even he adapted to the change by making edgier content with a raspier voice.
Okay,
I love Filthy Frank.
can I take your boyfriend for a ride?
That video is fucked up.
He's in.
This was partially the byproduct of ambiguity surrounding YouTube's content policies. There wasn't
What's the Filthy Frank song where he just tells you to kill yourself for like 6 minutes straight?
as clear of a line between unacceptable and
Oh yeah,
acceptable
it's this video. This is the video where he's like, kill yourself.
practices. People were
It's this
maintaining
video.
high viewerships and growing exponentially while saying and doing things that would be pulled from the site today. For example,
Holy
the
shit.
Cake Trilogy was retroactively removed following a more recent reaction from PewDiePie.
Oh my
This
god.
likely reminded YouTube that they still existed and didn't align with the updated content guidelines. In 2017, we saw the beginning
Anybody
of this
remember
with
Epic
the
Mealtime?
adpocalypse.
Fuck.
I remember at the time this felt like a huge deal, with many large channels being legitimately concerned about their income. The term describes a mass withdrawal of advertisers.
Yeah, the adpocalypse, when PewDiePie, it didn't start with PewDiePie. I think it just happened to line up with PewDiePie, like, in his controversies, where, a couple things happened. So, he made a video on Fiverr, where, he hired a bunch of people on Fiverr to do a bunch of random shit in jobs that he found, and there is this there are these African people that like would like make a sign and write whatever you want on it and make a video of them holding up the sign, and PewDiePie told them to write kill all of a specific nationality, and he didn't think that they'd do it, and they did it, and so he got a video of them dancing with a sign that said kill all these people, and that was pretty rough. There was also a lot of videos on YouTube where it was like white supremacist videos that people uploaded that were like under the radar, like they had like less than 100 views maybe, and like nobody reported it, and like other videos where it's like people were being like racist, saying the hard R, and then there's the bridge incident with PewDiePie where he said the hard R on the bridge. We don't talk about the bridge incident and stuff like that. Like there was a lot of things that like happened that like PewDiePie did that. Like, it wasn't his fault, but, like, it just happened to line up, and people blamed it on him, but there's a lot of other things going on with YouTube.
From YouTube, following several large-scale controversies. Many were no longer comfortable showing ads on content that wasn't family-friendly, resulting in some channels receiving ads while others didn't.
Yep.
For creators like Filthy Frank, this made it all but impossible to make money from their videos. This meant that there was less incentive
Logan
to
Paul
make edgy,
Forrest incident.
humorous content, and it
What was the hat he was wearing? Was it Yoda or Mike Wazowski? I think it was a Yoda hat, right?
quickly declined in popularity. Some of these YouTubers adapted and continue to thrive on YouTube today. Others, like Frank, haven't been seen since 2017. I have, however, found an artist called Joji who sounds strangely similar to Pink Guy.
Whoa, that's crazy. It was the little alien from Toy Story, was it?
It's hard to categorize something as unpredictable as memes, let alone analyze their use through an entire decade, but we're gonna do it anyway.
Is this Smash
Thanks
Mouth?
to Reddit users like Paper Cup, there's been many attempts to organize them into specific eras. Today, we'll be focusing on 3 that span the 2010s. Rage, Dank, and Surreal.
I think my personal favorite is the Surreal era. That's like my personal favorite. I look back on the Rage era and the Dank era, and I think I physically wanna curl to my seat, but I can still look at the Surreal era and be like, you know, there's some heat in there.
Starting with Rage, this term is derived from Rage comics.
Yeah,
which began in
Rage
2008
comics.
on sites like 4chan. These would typically be short, with 4 panels based around humorous or irritating real-life experiences. The common thread was a collection of so-called rage faces made in MS Paint. You'll recognize Troll Face, Rage Guy, Why You Know Guy, and Serial Guy. This became more widespread.
I love the Serial Guy meme even today. This is so funny. The Serial Guy thing is so funny. He will never be ballin'. He starts ballin'.
Spread with the inception of r/f in 2009.
Me when
Funnily enough, this is still active, although not nearly as prolific. Top and bottom text memes were pretty big at this time as well. Slapped on top of images.
I like how during the Rage era, top and bottom text just like like were the shit, and then during the dank of the surreal era, they just went out of style completely, and now we've looped back to being into top text bottom text memes because they're unironically are kind of funny.
Just like Bad Luck Brian, Overly Attached Girlfriend, and Boromir. These all followed simple formulas that anyone could relate to and make.
I mean, I have my own
All it
stupid top text bottom text memes. Hold on, let me pull them out here. Let me whip it out. Pause. Where is it? My own top text bottom text memes. VTuber. Where's Panky memes? I have my Panky memes somewhere. It isn't technically bottom text, but there's this one. We got this one. This is my old model, by the way. Man. Life was so simple, chat. There's a bottom and also text. I'm killing you. We are killing you with bricks. Anyway.
It was an internet connection, the impact font, and a dream. As 2013 rolled around, we can identify a shift into the dank meme era. Here, memes became considerably more abstract, and less centered around understandable and repetitive tropes
Just random.
like these. This period encapsulates the peak of MLG, the use of these classes, and Shrek is love, Shrek is life. Still, these are far from the most iconic.
Shrek is love, Shrek is life, my beloved.
Harambe, Vape Nation, We Are Number One, and Do You Know the Way all emerged in a similar time frame. Instagram meme
Vape Nation, Vape
accounts started to
Nation.
become huge, all as part of a multi-platform ecosystem that produced, propelled, and modified memes throughout their life cycle. A big reason some of these were so bizarre and nonsensical was that Gen Z was growing up and becoming increasingly active on social media. By using themes and references that only they could understand,
How did
they
Shrek is love,
distanced
Shrek is
themselves
life
from
not
older
get fucking
generations
obliterated
and
by
formats.
YouTube? I think
This
it did.
is also why some of them were quite edgy, with all of it playing a role in forming their own distinct online identity. You can see this reflected in the creators who were popular among the demographic. As I mentioned before, if you were watching Let's Plays, you might have tuned
Leafy
into
is here.
Maximofo, iDubbbz, or Filthy Frank, who had collaborations that spawned some of the most shared memes and phrases. A perfect example of this is the green screen of It's Time to Stop, which appeared in hundreds of edits on multiple platforms. Next up is the Surreal era, that kicked off in the late 2010s. This was home to deep-fried memes, crab rave, and of course, the release of Fortnite. To be honest, things started to take a turn for the worse here. Deep-fried memes were made by running an image through a filter over and over, until it became warped and barely legible.
Deep-fried.
This would be combined with an equally ridiculous piece of text, if any at all.
Oh my god.
And barely legible.
When you feel like a side of beef, like this image to increase the total number of likes of this post by 1, when you're too blind to get your driver's license. Howdy partner, the sun sets early and so does my will to live. So true.
This would be combined with an equally ridiculous piece of text, if any at all. Surreal memes, on the other hand, often featured this guy. He was associated with things like the layers of irony and the term angery, popping up everywhere online. Mr. Orange or Orang is another example. Consistent with its name, this humor operated on a similar premise to
I want to be slick with it. Hold on. How do I wanted to like pull your chat into like a different window here. But let's see. Let's see here. Like, chat, is this real? Chat. So he said, let's see. Let's see it. Soma, let's look at your profile picture. What the hell? Chat, is this real? Chat, is this real? Chat, is this real? You're actually brain rotted. Man, you're brain rotted. You're cooked. Get out of here.
Surreal memes, on the other hand, often featured this guy. He was associated with things like
Water, stonks for sure is the one that he's known for still.
the layers of irony and the term angery, popping up everywhere online.
Suck.
Mr. Orange or Orang is another example. Consistent with its name, this humor operated on a similar premise to much older memes. To be random,
Do not forget to water your fingers, for they will not be merciful. We require liquid. Forgive me.
and confusing was to be funny. Not many of these made sense, and it was often
He travels, he seeks the Parmesan. Come on, this is a little funny. Is this from like All Tomorrows? This looks like a creature from All Tomorrows.
Often that and their absurdity that made them entertaining.
Flash
Happy
games.
Wheels, Bloons Tower Defense, and The Impossible Quiz have one thing in common.
I was a big fan of the Papa's games a lot. There's a site called Game Fudge. Stickman games were great. I love Game Fudge. Papa's games were just so good. Duck Life games were peak.
They are all Flash games. The mid-2000s and the early 2010s are considered the golden age for this kind of gaming. Most of my exposure to these titles was on Cool Maths games, where I'd spend hours playing Fireboy and Water Girl and Papa's Diarrhea. I distinctly remember spamming the source until I had a stack about 3 feet tall, selling it for $0 and then quitting the game. Turning back time even further, Flash first released in 1996. People eventually figured out that it was possible to make games on it, with many of them starting to pop up in the early 2000s. The website Newgrounds emerged at a similar time, and soon became a massive platform for user-generated Flash games. This website made it possible for almost anyone to produce, share, and play others' work online, with the only requirement being a clickable link. Of course, these games weren't limited to Newgrounds, as they could be embedded and accessed through any other website, like Cool Math
games.
This meant that if your game wasn't received well in one place, there was always a chance it could take off in another. As a result, it's no surprise that some of these games became massive. Happy Wheels was and still is huge.
Like I said, I wasn't allowed to play this game because my dad thought it was too gory, and he would punish me if I played it.
YouTubers like PewDiePie and Markiplier did Let's Plays that received millions of views, with Jacksepticeye uploading as recently as April 2024. By now, you've likely heard that Flash is no longer a thing, but you might be surprised to learn that the end of Flash games was heralded by Steve Jobs way back in 2010. In his famous Thoughts on Flash letter, he criticized Adobe for Flash's security issues, poor performance, and the fact that it was a closed system. This meant that Apple would have less control over the software and any bug fixes, being one of the main reasons they refused to support it on iOS. As the years passed and things like HTML5 rose to prominence and offered more security, Flash sped towards the inevitable. Soon enough, Adobe announced its end of life in 2017, and Flash took its last breath in 2020. Thankfully, many of these games were preserved. And
was there a reason why they had to actually just straight up get rid of Flash? Or, like, could they have just kept it and just, like, replaced things that didn't need Flash with something else? Was there a reason they had to straight up get rid of it? Guys, does anyone have any good bread recipes? Get out of here, I'm killing you.
It's entirely possible to still play them. This is
the only bread you need is, my bread, aka my butt, aka my cake.
However, the thousands weren't lost to time.
I'm gonna hang you.
If you recognize this image,
God, I love this image. We literally went to this image
most likely
we literally went to this place in the sensory rooms. We literally went to this place in the sensory rooms. Here, in fact, let me see real quick. Yeah, I literally visited that exact room in the sensory rooms. Here, let me show you guys. It was rotten down to the foundation. Aw, man. Fuck. True. I should die. Look. So, literally the sensory rooms had this exact place, like, bar for bar. Like, there's one that there's a cover that looks exactly like this. This one is very similar, but, the sensory rooms literally had this. It's so cool, I love it.
Likely remember Vaporwave. This picture is the cover of Floral
Vaporwave.
Shop, an album made by the artist Vectroid. The most iconic song from the selection was Lisa Frank 420. This was used everywhere, in memes, edits, and often as part of YouTube outros. Of course, Vaporwave was much...
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna play it because you guys know what it is. You guys know what it is. It's the leafy one. Yeah. Yeah, you guys recognize that one.
Much more than just a subgenre of music. It was also a distinct and fascinating aesthetic that began on the internet. Common features
I loved
included
it.
retro 3D graphics, pink and purple pastels, dolphins, and foliage.
Yeah.
After its inception in the early years of the decade, Vaporwave began to rapidly spread over numerous platforms. Whether you found it on commentary channels or songs on Bandcamp, it quickly became undeniably
Vaporwave is still kind of cool. I don't think it's out of style. I still like Vaporwave.
huge, peaking at around 2015. There was even an entire game called Mall Quest made in this style. Copies of this can still be found online, although the original version was taken down. It was described as a procedurally generated shopping sim, and it actually looked pretty cool. Returning to design, you might notice that, for an aesthetic born in the 2010s, it feels a bit out of place. That's because most of the imagery you're seeing here was heavily inspired by the 80s and 90s. This transcended architecture, with one of the most influential artifacts being a game. Echo the Dolphin, for the Sega Genesis, informed music and aesthetics alike, largely responsible for the heavy use of dolphins in design. Looking at Floral Shop,
Love it.
one of the songs is even named after this title. If you were big on
Echo.
Vaporwave in the 2010s, there's a good chance you recall some of its numerous subgenres. I've mentioned this before, but one of my personal favourites is Mall Soft. Being quite liminal, this would pair shops and plazas with subtle edits to bring out their colour. Another recognisable style is Synthwave. While sharing similar elements to Vaporwave, it's actually an entirely separate aesthetic. Where it celebrates the neon colours and media from the 80s, Vaporwave presents a more satirical and at times political reflection of the 80s and 90s. Synthwave is responsible for all of the backgrounds
Synthwave! Synthwave!
that looked like this.
Also love Synthwave.
Endless grids, cityscapes, and cars. I don't remember how many times I put on one of these videos, but it was definitely more than once.
They're nice.
Anyway,
I
unlike
love
other
them.
aesthetics in this video, Vaporwave and Synthwave are still active in smaller online communities. While they are far from their previous position in the mainstream, you can still find new releases if you know where to look.
That's cool. I love that. Swag.
You either have it
AKA me, chat. I'm swag. How to have 2010s drip.
You don't, but if you're subscribed, you definitely do. Swag, in this context,
Swag.
described a style of fashion that was very popular in the early 2010s. While
No.
the word itself had been around for years before, pieces like You're a Jerk by the New Boys jump-started this new manifestation, which continued for a couple years in the form of music and clothing. To be swagged out involved flat brim
5
caps
months,
with
let's go,
the
let's
black
go.
spent on clothes and more hats.
Yo, is that Walter White?
And your front and back labelled with Obey draped in knickknacks. These caps were often brought down to cover your eyes in photos, which would then be put through the first filter available on Instagram or Tumblr. People don't really use these anymore when posting, but good lord were they popular back then.
Yeah.
Scroll down far enough to
Yeah.
account, without liking anything of course, and you'll find a world of yellow, grainy filters and vignettes. Shutter shades were also pretty big at the
You
time,
play CS?
with people like
Never.
Kanye frequently wearing them.
Holy
Anyway,
shit.
swag was boosted along by artists like Lil B, who posted the song I Own Swag in 2012. The term then was rapidly becoming widespread, in tandem with the production of too many ridiculous caps to count. This entire trend produced some of the most bizarre and iconic fits. of the
Swag was
21st
always
century.
ugly.
Zendaya had some absolutely diabolical drip.
How has this not been memed on yet? How has this not been memed on yet? How is this? This looks like something that should be a meme, where it's like, it is Zendaya, where it's like, the top one is like, me when she gonna kiss me when I'm trying to act mysterious, me when she says no chicken nuggets for dinner, me when she I don't know, she's mocking? Dude, she is literally mocking.
And Justin Bieber was straight up malicious. Halfway through the decade, swag started to slow down, and massive Obey caps became less and less desirable.
Jesus.
The word itself evolved to become more ironic, and was largely
Okay, that's kind of funny. Okay, I'll admit, that's a little funny.
replaced by words like drip among younger generations.
Drip. I got that drip on me.
By 2013, the use of what is now known as Frutiger Aero had largely vanished. For a time after its decline, a similar aesthetic became more popular in corporate design.
2000s.
This
This
is
is
referred to
2000s.
as Frutiger Metro. You might have seen it on your Xbox 360, CDs, or textbooks.
Yeah,
At
this
the
was
time,
2000
this style
shit.
marked the beginning of more flat and minimalist approaches to UI. After all, it gets its name from the Metro design language created by Microsoft. This emphasized simple geometric patterns and shapes, absent of the glossy 3D look of the past. Windows 8 is a prime example of this, with its colorful selection of tiles and icons. The aesthetic is also known as flat Frutiger Metro, as it shares a lot of the same imagery, but without the depth and
It's kind of
glossiness.
pretty.
When looking at these designs, you'll notice the prevalence of speakers, dancing silhouettes, and swirls of color. It was pretty much the stock choice for making a product appear more interesting than it actually was. By slapping it on a CD or a poster, you could quickly add.
I'm pretty sure like in my garage, I still have a bunch of products that are Frutiger
some
era, like themed on it from like the 2000s.
Vibrancy and energy. Much like Vaporwave, even it can be divided into smaller, equally recognizable categories. For example, Panky Metro, centered around instruments, DJs, and dancing, is a lot different to Grungy Metro, which relates to scene and darker colors. Outside of its classifications, you could spot Frutiger Metro in a bunch of advertisements. This colors. Outside of its classifications, you could spot Frutiger Metro in a bunch.
Now up to 5 megs. Like, bytes? Oh my god. That's rough. Me needing minimum 10 terabytes to be able to hold all the shit on my PC.
Bunch of advertisements. This one for Nickelodeon is an interesting example, showing Jack Black amidst bright splashes of colour. Going as far back as 2004, we can find some of its earlier appearances, like the ad shown here. You'll notice that, much like Frutiger Metro, nature still played a big role in these designs. When shown alongside technology, this was likely done to help it appear less intimidating and more accessible. By animating things like plants and dolphins, devices could feel.
This is overstimulating. If someone was like watching this on like some sort of psychedelic, they'd like freak out.
Less alien and more familiar. The use of this style today has been overwhelmingly shelved in favour of minimalism, meaning it kind of served as a transitional period between the maximalist aesthetics of the 2000s and the flat designs of today.
ADHD
Looking
core,
at other
real.
videos we've done on this channel on the 90s and the 2000s, you can make out clear, long-lasting and distinct aesthetic styles. A lot of these were used by corporations to make technology appear advanced and exciting.
Chrome. Oh my god, everything's fucking silver.
Hinged on an almost fantastical anticipation for the future. By the 2010s, this future was well underway, and with it, the internet.
90s are where it's
if
at.
you weren't logged in at the start of the decade, you definitely were before the end.
I
And
was
know
born
this
in the
because
early
you're watching this
2000s.
video.
I've never lived in
number
the
of people
90s.
who are online more than doubled from 2010 to 2020, meaning that people's experiences of the world were increasingly informed by things on the internet. And so the reason the 2010s looked like that is you.
It's hard for me to like believe that this image is an encapsulation of 2010. But when I look at it, I'm like, what else could be here that makes it that would make it be more 2010? And it's like, I don't know why I could add. So yeah, this is it.
User-driven media like YouTube videos.
2001 was peak. So true. That's when the Twin Towers got hit.
Vines, flash games, and memes sculpted millions of
That's where we
people's
peaked.
lives,
It all
even
went
outside of
downhill
the
from
internet.
there.
Simultaneously, this media started to become people's lives. Making videos with a shitty webcam was suddenly profitable, and the creation of content was something anyone could do. So, while some of it may be cringe now, all of it played a role in creating what many consider to be the golden age of the internet.
Man. Frutiger, ew. That was a great video. Did make me feel like a bit of a boomer though, I won't lie. That was a good video. I won't lie. That was a great video. You go watch it. Please give it a like. This is a good video.